New York story time. How I ended up living in a community of 18 people in Brooklyn. 18 people in one house. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Buckle in. We're about to go on a crazy journey. Wow. Okay. So I want to tell you some fun things about New York, my relationship to New York, and how I choose. So my name is Dasha. If you haven't met me, hello. I run a mystery school. I teach people how to infuse magic and miracle into the mundane by tapping into their superhuman abilities of intuition and energetics and just embodiment, IFS, trauma healing. It's just a mixed bag. So if you're interested, you can keep looking at this channel. But today we're talking about how I ended up in a community living with 18 people in Brooklyn. And it's a funny story. So I've been to over 56 countries. I keep returning to the same places. I'm nomadic. I've built a life so I could be wherever I want, whenever I want. And I choose my destination by the frequency of the place that kind of like pulls me in, pushes me out. It's like I am where I'm meant to be. And New York has been like seducing me. It's like, come, come, come. And I'm gonna go. And I was looking at Airbnbs and I'm now in my bougie era. I used to be in my like dingy, like $2 a night dungeons with no with a shared squat toilet, no windows, and being like, yeah, $2 a night in India. I don't know how I didn't die. Like when we're younger, we do crazy eat like random things, but I survived. I survived that. And now I'm in my bougie era where I love penthouses and nice apartments and just luxury. Yeah. So it's been a big journey, and biggest transformation I feel has been around self-worth and deservingness, and actually like understanding that one of the gifts of the feminine is beauty, and appreciating that and not seeing it as shallow, and but actually as like like it gives us life. So I want to tell you this funny story about New York before we go into the community, just so you understand how much New York wanted me here. So New York has been pulling me in, and I've just been like, yeah, yeah. And I signed up for this training that was in Austria, in Europe, Austria. And they didn't get enough numbers, so they decided to move it to New York. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go. I'll go to New York. So I booked my flights. And then when I went to look at the visa, I messed up the visa because in Europe, when you like go in the Schengen, you have 90 days. And say you like leave for 2 weeks, you can come back and you have those extra 2 weeks that you were out of the Schengen. But in America, once your 90 days starts, it keeps rolling. So I messed up. I didn't know that. And then I couldn't attend all the trainings because it was over 6 months, 3 visits. So I ended up getting a refund, but I already had flights. And I ended up manifesting a free apartment in New York, in Manhattan, which is crazy because actually, like a few months earlier, when I was in Peru, I remember like looking out the window. I was in Pisac, which is the Sacred Valley, looking up at the ruins, surrounded like in the Sacred Valley of mountains. And I was on the phone to my friend saying like, I'm park. And then it happened. And then I ended up having this love romance, and I accidentally took the keys of the apartment. So I could either ship them back for $70 or fly back for 200. And I was like, I'm just gonna fly and visit. So I ended up going to New York again, and it's just been pulling me. And this time again, I had this training, but it coincided with my mastermind meeting in Puerto Rico, and I had to choose. And I was like doing candle magic. I'm like, I'm gonna be in New York in March. I'm gonna be at this thing. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then like I wasn't, but then I was still in New York in March because I just felt the pull. And I was looking for accommodation, and I found this was like such like the price was insane. I was like, is this real? Like, is this a real price? Like, what? For this community. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And so this is where the story gets good. I'm thinking about it. first I got offered a room with no windows. I was like, I'm not doing 1 month with no windows. Like I will just be asleep all the time. Like I need light. I'll get depressed and die. So then I got a room I wanted, and then I spoke to someone that lived there, and he talked me out of it. He really talked me out of it. So I go into another community and I'm like, I'm looking for a place for these dates. I get a message straight away, 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, not bad price. I'm like, oh my God, amazing. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to choose that. That's more my vibe. That's more my era that I'm in. And there was a moment I remember I was walking around my house in Perth and I thought to myself, but maybe this multi-person community would make way better story for my book, way better chapter for my book, and would also make a way better content. And as soon as I had that thought, you'll never guess what happened. Like literally, I get a text from the man who was gonna sublet me his 2-bedroom. And he's like, I cannot sublet it. I'm sorry. Like the strata won't let me. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, fine. Fine. I will go to this community. So, and it's funny because if I had that apartment, I wouldn't be in this penthouse right now that I also manifested. 3-bedroom, rooftop jacuzzi, steam room and shower, all to myself for free. If I didn't, it's like that's how the world works. And I really love this parable. I was saying to my friend, that parable where this man's horse runs away and the neighbor's like, oh, so unlucky. And the old man says, maybe so, maybe not. And then the horse comes back with all these wild horses. And the neighbor's like, so lucky. He's like, maybe so, maybe not. And then his son tries to tame one of the wild horses and breaks his leg. And the neighbor is like, so unlucky. And the old man's like, maybe so, maybe not. And then the army come to take all the young men to war, but they don't take the son because his leg is broken. The neighbor is like, so lucky. He said, maybe so, maybe not. And it's like, it's always like that. Is it unlucky or is it luck? You never know where it's going to take you, right? And in the moment, you just need to surrender sometimes. When you ask the question, you look for the sign. What comes up for you when you hear this? Because something coming to me, I'm like, oh. Anyway, so I end up in this community, right? And it's pretty amazing. Some people aren't even there. It's very spacious. It's an incredible kitchen. You also pay like a certain amount and then you can eat as much as you want. So yeah, it was incredible. Like it was really incredible. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a really wild ride. And I think looking back, it's like, yeah, I think this is like maybe so, maybe not. Like maybe the thing you think like you want it and you don't get it. What if it's this or something better? What if it's this or something better? Because if I wasn't staying in this place, that then it's like magic always unfolded, you know? I was like, oh, I need a break. And my friend who has this penthouse who lives in a really cool area of Manhattan was like, yeah, you can come stay here a few nights. And then he was going away. And I was like, no, I was going to ask you to take me in. And he's like, looked at his calendar, was like, ah, you can just house sit while I'm gone. Again, like he's away, and I could be like, oh, bad luck. Now I can't ask for the thing. Is it so? Is it not? Just like crazy circumstance. Then I remember this is a crazy story as well. So I was in this thing with my mentor, and she was daring us to do an ice bath. And it was funny because I was listening to the audio and I'm like, oh, all these excuses, all these excuses. And her partner was on the thing being like, I know you have this excuse. You don't have an ice bath. Get a freaking bath, fill it up with cold water, put ice in it. I was like, fine. So I go home to this community. I talk to the girl who's my like point of contact friend. And I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, you can have a bath. They have these giant baths. And I was like, oh, yeah, I probably don't need a giant bath, but I might have like an ice bath upstairs. And she's like, oh, we have an ice bath and a sauna. And I was like, wait, what? So if I didn't choose to do this ice bath challenge, I wouldn't have even known there's a sauna or an ice bath. I ended up creating a reel. I ended up creating a reel to post for my mentor, like, hey, this is evidence, because she was like, make videos and share them. I made the reel of me doing the ice bath and it went viral. It's nearly at 1 million views. And I think I've got like 500 followers, 600 followers from it. Maybe more. I haven't checked it lately. But again, I want to take you back to the parable, right? It's like if when that apartment fell through, I was all like sad about it. But like it's led me to so many crazy things, like new connections. Like I'm going to the museum on Friday for free because someone at the house told me they do free nights, and for me, one thing, the other thing that I really loved about that house was whenever I came to the kitchen, either there was no one there, which is like amazing, or there was always someone there that I could chat with to like learn something, grow. Everyone was really soul aligned, right? And I've loved living in this penthouse because I get to be by myself. I get to eat this incredible food. I get to walk everywhere. Like it was such a beautiful balance. But again, I wouldn't be in this penthouse if I didn't have a place there. Like my friend wouldn't have offered a rescue. So we don't know where no's lead us. And a no is a redirect to something better. So if you live your life by this or something better and just surrender the attachment, it takes you to magnificent places. I love you.